You're listening to the Ryan Eashoo Show. For those of you who haven't tuned in before, my show is kind of like a eclectic Flint bunch of stuff. We just talk about everything Flint, from the good, the bad, the ugly, and try to come up with solutions to improve the city. And we have a very, very good show, jam-packed show for you today. But before we get started, I want to thank everybody out there that's listened, that's sending emails, that has helped with the broadcast. Truly, it's been incredible. I mean, the website hits that we've received, the phone calls, the emails, the text messages, even a couple faxes, and things of that nature has been incredible. And we want to thank everybody out there. We're truly one of the biggest listened to show out there. So we want to thank everybody, because it's not really my show, it's your show, and it's a show that we want to get positive things about Flint out there to people that care about Flint. Come up today, we have a couple guests in studio that I'm very, very proud to have in studio. One is Dangerous Lee. Many of you may know her, and if you don't, you're going to get to know her today. And the other one is Ted Valley from Vertigo Theatrics. We're going to be talking about the Vampire Ball that's coming up, I believe, next weekend. So you're going to get a lot of information. I know we talked about the Vampire Ball last week, but this week you're going to get the details. You're going to get the nitty-gritty, and you're going to be able to call in to any of my guests here today and talk to them and ask them questions. We're very excited about that. We're also going to talk about the school board recall. Is it good? Is it bad? What can we do about that? And then the Children's Miracle Network. I don't want people to forget about that. They're having a contest right now with hospitals all across the country to get a game room for the hospitals. And actually, Hurley Medical Center is in third place right now. We need your votes. We need you to go to my Facebook page at theryaneeshooshow.com or go to the Children's Miracle Network and vote. You can vote up to 10 times per day for the hospital of your choice, and of course, your choice should be Hurley Medical Center. So that's very, very exciting. They only have 3 days of voting left, so we need to get everybody to spread the word about that. Hurley's zip code is 48503, so when you're going, you'll search the hospitals that you put in 48503 in, and Hurley Medical Center will come up. Vote up to 10 times a day. Tell your friends and relatives. Let's get Hurley Medical Center to win the game room, and it benefits Children's Miracle Network, which is very, very important. And the other thing we want to talk about is the Register of Deeds. Our Register of Deeds ran, I believe, last year on the pretenses of actually running to eliminate her job. And I read in the newspaper today that that's kind of changed a little bit. She's saying, oh, it's not going to change that much. We're not going to save that much money. And is it true we're not going to save that much money by combining the treasurer's and the Register of Deeds office, or is she just wanting to hold on to her job? We'll talk about that as well. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with one of our very special guests after this.
Most of us get caught in the rut from time to time and forget there are many choices, especially when you're looking for good food. After driving past the rows of Coney Islands and taco stands, if you keep your eyes peeled and read the signs, you can find a restaurant doing something different. The Lunch Studio is one of those places, located in the heart of downtown Flint, 444 South Saginaw Street. The Lunch Studio has been serving the area a healthy alternative to the burger, coney, and taco monotony since December of 2001. They have succeeded in providing the community a fresh, delicious breakfast and lunch in a relaxing and comfortable atmosphere. So check out the Lunch Studio next time you're in beautiful downtown Flint, Michigan. And tell Tracy the Studio 1714 guys sent you.
FlintTalkRadio.com. We're back with our very special guest, Dangerous Lee.
Hello, what's up?
Welcome to the studio.
I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. How are you today?
I'm good. Running. I had to pick up the daughter, run home, get her something to eat, and then get here. So
and I tell you, what a beautiful daughter you have.
Oh, thank
really
you.
Nice
thank
and
you.
polite, and shook my hand, and She's so cute.
Yeah, she's
Takes after her mother.
Oh, thank y'all.
For those of you that don't know Dangerously, I can't believe there'd be somebody out there that doesn't know you.
I'm sure there's some.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because everywhere I go, I see your face or I see your name or I've sent in different things to you. You know, you used to have the column. A lot of people may know Dangerously from a column she had called Ask Dangerously.
Yeah.
And it got juicy, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was in the Uncommon Sense, and then that turned into an internet radio show. Yeah, which is on this network, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Flint Talk Radio, but I did it on a different network, but it streams here as well. So.
And, you know, and I always listened to your show and sent you letters and read your columns, and I was very, very impressed by that. I thought you did a really good job.
Thank you. Yeah.
I sent something, you know, those anonymous people, you know, Anonymous in Flint.
I see. I enjoyed doing that.
That was me.
I had a good time with that. I miss doing it.
You need to do it again. And if any of the listeners out there, any Dangerously fans are out there right now, call in. Would you mind taking some questions?
I don't mind.
So if you want to ask Dangerously something, you can call in on our show, the Ryan Eashoo Show, and it's my pleasure to have you here. And we see a lot of people saying welcome. Is it Dangerously or is it Dangerously?
It's Dangerously.
Dangerously.
But of course, it comes from the word dangerously. Yeah.
So if anybody out there would like to ask her a question, you know, we have the opportunity to hear what she has to say. So call in with your questions. It's no hold barred. We like to keep it family friendly.
Oh,
we got your daughter out there.
She can't hear.
So we want to keep it family friendly as much as possible. But call in or chat with us in the chat room about it. Now, I hear that you have a new book coming out.
Yeah, I do. It's called Keep Your Panties Up and Your Skirt Down. And that comes from something that my grandmother used to say to us all the time. Basically, she was saying, don't have sex.
Gotcha.
Yeah, keep your panties up, keep your skirt down. And it's a book of 6 erotic short stories, but they all have a little HIV education in them.
That's great. I think that's the way to get the message out there. Something that people like to hear about. Mm-hmm. But then also, but it's also giving a message out there about protection and about how to protect yourself, it sounds like.
Yeah. Erotica is very popular.
Right.
But nobody's talking about using condoms and what could happen and all that stuff. And some people may be thinking, well, that's not sexy. Believe me, it's sexy.
You know, I can't wait. When is this book going to come out and where can I pick it up?
Well, it'll be available on Amazon.com, but and hopefully other places as well. I'm working on that. See, I'm self-publishing, so I'm doing all the work myself.
Well, I want to buy the first copy.
Okay,
you have your first sale right now.
Good. I'm holding you to that because this is on video and audio.
It is. That's excellent. And what excites me about it is you're from Flint, you're local, and you're here. And to get people talking like that, and for you to do what you're doing, I congratulate you on that. And the book, it sounds steamy.
It will be. It will be. And there'll be a lot of aha moments in there for people who are like, oh, I didn't know that. So, yeah. I work at Wellness Aid Services here in Flint. So HIV education and prevention is also one of my passions. So even before I started working there, I was working on this book. So now that I'm working there and I'm getting all this extra knowledge, I'm like, yeah, we got to throw it out there. Yeah.
That's great. And you said some of them have an aha moment.
Yeah.
You think people would be like, that's me she's talking about?
Oh, definitely. Or I'm hoping it will avoid someone from becoming one of the characters in the book.
That's awesome. You know, because what we don't hear about in the community anymore is we don't hear people talking about HIV and AIDS prevention. We don't hear about people using, condoms or stuff of that nature. And I think that by you doing this, it's kind of an extension of what you do at the wellness.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope to have some book signings and also do some talks about HIV during the book signing. So we'll see.
Good.
We'll see.
If you're just tuned in, you're joining us live on the Ryan Eashoo Show, and we have Dangerously here today. And we're very glad to have her here. We're talking about her new book, and you're gonna have to remind me of it because it. I hear it and I get all flustered, you know. So what's the name of your book again?
Keep your panties up and your skirt down.
Keep your panties up and your skirt down. And God, if people would just listen to that advice, you know, if they would just listen to that advice more, you know, people would, you know.
Yeah, I used to get upset when my grandmother used to say that to me because it was in an age where sex wasn't even an option for me.
Right.
Please, I'd be like, Grandma, but yeah.
Is your grandma still with us?
No, actually, she passed this past January, and the book is dedicated to her.
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she's looking down saying, I told you that.
right.
That's what
now
I told
can tell
you.
everybody else.
Yeah. That's great. And basically, if people are out there listening right now and they want to ask Dangerously a question, our phone lines are open. You can call us at 810-208-1584, 208-1854.
208-1854.
What did I say?
1554.
Okay. My dyslexia is kicking in here. 208-1854. Sorry about that. But you can call in and ask her a question. It looks like Twilight and Kitty has joined the room. Welcome to the Ryan Eashoo broadcast.
And thank you, Twilight. I'm glad you like the title of the book.
Great title. I think it's a great title, too.
I'm hoping the title will draw people in.
Have you figured out your cover yet?
Yes, actually, I'm going to be working with Tunde and a team that he's put together to help me with my cover. So yeah,
talk about another talented Flintoid.
Tunde on Money Ride.
He does a great. I'm very impressed with him. He's very, very talented.
Yeah, he is. And I worked on his music video recently. I had a good time. Yeah.
And now also, you also dabble in the acting.
Yeah, I dabble. I recently did the Tunde video for his single Cobra, and I am doing a short film called Son of Barack, and we wrapped up a film called Prey with John Benjamin of Anarchy Productions, and that should be out soon. So yeah, that's a short film as well. So yeah, I dabble in it a little bit. Like, I'm not going out and doing any auditions or anything. I hate auditions.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, if somebody I know is working on a project and they, ask me to be involved, then I'm all for it. But I'm not like, really out there trying to get parts and stuff. Yeah. And
then also you were in a horror film last year, correct?
Yeah, I think. I had a short role in that was The Executioner's Tale 4, I think. We've made so many of them, I forget. But yeah, I had a short role in that. Yeah,
you did well on that. A lot of people commented how well you did. So it's.
I like to act, but I'm not trained and.
Trained? What training? You learn that stuff. There's two routes you can go in acting. You can pay $100,000 and go to an acting school in New York, or you can just learn it yourself and by professionals that are here in the community, because we have a lot of actors and a lot of people in the theater industry here in Flint. And actually, we have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Dangerously, what's your opinion on sex education in the schools?
They need more of it, and they need it to be realistic. Right now, I don't think there's even sex education in all the schools, and if there is any sex education at all, it's basically telling you how the reproductive system works and how babies are made and that kind of thing.
You mean a stork doesn't come down and just deliver the babies?
Oh, God, no.
But
they don't get real enough. And we're not allowed from wellness to go into the schools because they don't want us to talk about condoms.
Right.
And that type of thing.
But do you think, we're in a society where you turn on the television and it's sex sells. And we're not willing to have a conversation with our kids about it to educate them that a conversation that would basically save their life.
Right.
And that's the thing that I have a problem with is, let's not talk about it. Our kids are not having sex.
Abstinence. That's what they teach.
Our kids are not having sex.
Yeah, they teach abstinence. And sure, abstinence is fine. You don't have to worry about anything if you're not doing anything. But ages 13 to 24 have the highest new infection rate. So obviously, they're not abstaining.
Right.
They're going to do the wild thing, okay?
Yeah. And the only thing the only abstinence going on is that they're not teaching it in schools,
right?
And the parents aren't having that conversation. And I know it's a difficult. I'm not a parent at this time, but I'm sure it's a difficult thing to to talk to your kids about. But it needs to be done.
Well, some parents don't even know how to talk about sex.
Right?
They don't know. They don't even know how to talk about it because it probably wasn't told to them the right way. So sex is so taboo. It's like everybody's doing it. quote unquote, but we don't really want to get real about it.
Right.
So.
Well, I have a comment from. We have Kitty in our room, and we have a real Kitty. I don't. Will the real Kitty please stand up?
We got Kitty.
So, oh. We have. Okay, we gotta keep it clean. We're a family-friendly radio station here. Here's another question for you. Basically, if you had to choose between two, would you keep your panties up or skirt down?
Skirt down.
Skirt down?
Skirt down. You can go without panties.
And Real Kitty says, I think I would rather keep my underwear on.
Okay, so you'd be out in your drawers, but nothing
Right.
covering you up.
Right.
No. I can go commando, but I'll keep my skirt down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Twilight just said, my parents never talked to me about sex. And
Yeah, a lot of parents don't talk to their kids about sex. And my daughter, who's 7, last year or earlier this year, we already had the talk about homosexuality. And because she asked me, I'm like, look, if she's asking me about it, we need to talk about it. And
your daughter?
She may not fully understand everything I'm saying, but we're going to talk about it because she's
Sure.
asking me about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You know, we got to really talk to they're not going to shatter and not be kids anymore because you tell them what it means to be homosexual.
right.
You know?
And I think if you like, for instance, you know, I guess it's okay to say this, but when I was a kid, you know, we could always, you know, I'd go to my grandpa's house and he'd work at AC or Buick, and he'd come home and he'd sit on the couch. The couch was from 1970 and it was like 1985, you know, this little couch, and flip the chair back, and you know, he would come home from the shop working, and he would get his Pabst Blue Ribbon out.
Okay.
And I'd, Grandpa, can I have some? Can I have some? Yeah, don't let your grandma see it. You know, and I was
let
allowed to
grandma see it.
drink before I was 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've heard that a lot, though.
And it's allowed me, I think, I'm not an alcoholic, I don't abuse it, stuff like that. I think it's really allowed me to be responsible. And I think you're right. If we talk to our kids, or just talk.
Just answer their questions honestly. Don't sugarcoat things because they're 7 and you don't want. I don't understand that, you know.
Right. Well, I applaud you and you bringing your daughter, the way you're bringing your daughter up, because
You have to.
That's the way you have to do it nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, this world is something else. So you gotta basically think of it as this: it's part of their education. You're helping them by explaining to them what homosexuality is, or what being transgender is, or anything they ask you. Just answer honestly, in my opinion. You know, even if it hurts to do it, just tell them anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be better off doing it that
Yeah.
way. We have an email here for Dangerous Lee.
What do we got?
Here we go. Dangerous Lee. Flint or Burton, where would you rather live?
I live in Burton.
Do ya?
But to me, Burton is Flint. I don't get the cutoff. I don't get it.
Okay.
I live in Burton, but to me, Burton's Flint. Whatever, you know.
Burton, Flint, Burton.
Right, Grand Blanc, Mount Morris. Come on, it's all the same. It's all the same thing.
We also have, you have to get the word out in schools. Dangerously, you're really a positive girl. You do a good job. That's, you know,
thank
people
you,
like
thank
you.
you,
You know,
thank
I think you do a very good job, and you help get the message out. That's what I always tell people. Oh, you got your own radio show. No, this is your radio show. You know what I mean? This is your radio show. This is people at home listening. This is Flint being able to talk again, because our media that we've lost here.
Yeah, tell me.
No one can get their message out. I mean, you know, these conglomerates own the media. The Flint Journal's down to 3 days a week.
Right.
You don't have any investigative reporters anymore. I mean, Dave Barber and Jim Kurtzner, who are great, they're gone.
Yeah.
So, you know, no one's getting the dish on people, so people can just kind of run rampant in the community. And that's something that, well, hopefully, by having this talk show, we'll be able to get someone that's going to do some investigative reporting.
Yes, that would be great. I'm excited about this. This is good, and it's on video too. So
You're on video right here
I'm all
live?
self-conscious right now.
You look good. People in the
I
chat
look
room
like
and
that.
people streaming, does she not look good?
That's funny.
You know, you do. I mean,
Damn, I got a hole in my stockings. How did that happen?
so in order to wrap this up, you see, you look at MW rules. You look great, Dangerous.
Thank you, baby.
So here we go.
Oh, you look hot too, Ryan.
do.
Look at you.
Yeah, you
You do. I like your hair
You
like
like it?
this. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to the Vampire Ball next week,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and I'm going to go as a '70s vampire.
I'll be there too,
I'm
but
going
I
to
haven't
throw my
quite-
hair out.
Really?
Yes. You've seen my?
I know. I'm used to seeing it curly.
That's the real deal.
Oh,
People are
Lord.
like, "Where'd you get that wig at?" I'm like, "That's not a wig."
wig.
I said, "I had my hair up. I got a man perm." I was in the chair. My
That's
good friend
cute.
did it for me, and she, whatever you do, back combed it.
Yeah.
My hair was sticking out like 3 feet. It was awesome. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't wait to see you.
Okay.
I haven't quite worked out my costume yet.
No.
Yeah.
Keep it dangerous.
Right. There you go. There you're right.
High five.
That's right.
Got another email for you. It's getting a little more risque. Here we go. Dangerously.
Yes.
How do I know if my boyfriend's cheating on me or not? I see that he's on the internet a lot, and every time I try to find out what he's doing, he won't tell me, and he will not share my password. Do you think he's cheating?
Yeah. I mean,
Signed, Angela in Burton.
yeah, you know he's cheating. Women know. It's the intuition, and he's acting weird about it. He's doing something. If he's not cheating, he's looking at internet porn or something. I mean, seriously, you know what's going on. No, I don't want to tell you. No.
But if you're in a relationship, you should kind of, blend the two. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be open and honest with each other.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then you have some women who don't like their men looking at that type of thing. I personally don't mind it. I don't see what the big deal is.
You don't mind it?
No.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't, if I had a boyfriend, I wouldn't mind if he went to strip clubs and stuff like that. I mean, I don't.
Would you go with him?
Sure. Not all the time, but yeah. He probably will want me to go anyway.
That's the new thing, though. I mean,
But, yeah, I
couples are
know.
going to the strip clubs more.
Buying a girlfriend's lap dances. I hate
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, stop it. I don't need the lap dance. You get the lap dance. But yeah, something's up. Even if it's not cheating, he's doing something that he wants to keep from you.
So there you have it, Angela and Burton.
Yeah.
Realize that he's probably doing a little something on the side.
Something's up. I mean, I don't want to be all man hating, but you know how men are. Yeah, that's why I'm single, because I ain't got time for the games.
Not all guys play games.
A very small amount of you don't. A very small percentage of you don't.
Another question for you, Dangerously. That people are just joining in and asking questions. Dangerously, where is the best place to meet quality guys?
Tell me, I want to know. That is a good question, and if anybody knows, please tell me, because I would like to find one.
But I'll ask you the same question. Where is the place to meet quality women?
I have no idea.
Maybe we should start a show.
We need a club for, like, I don't know. That is a good question, because I am looking for I've been looking for somebody for a while.
Oh, come on.
I rarely meet.
Say swear.
I swear, I rarely meet men that I'm attracted to. I rarely meet men that I'm attracted to, and
Are you hitting on me? You're blushing.
it depends.
Rawr. We need to go to a commercial break. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Jordan Thompson just joined us. He's a dangerous lead. Tell it like it is, girl.
That's what I do.
That's one thing that I admire about you is you'll say what's on your mind.
You have
You call it like you see it.
Yeah. And if I don't know, I'll say I don't know.
Right.
Now
let me ask you. I got a question for you. Okay. There's a friend of mine who uses this term called call a spade a spade.
Okay.
We were in a group of people, and one of our friends that's African American said, "Don't say that."
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Don't say that.
I personally wouldn't get offended by
so
it.
my question to you is, what does it mean? Where does it come from? I'll call a spade a spade. I mean, I never knew it was a racial thing, but one of the friends in the group said it's taboo. Do you know? Can you answer that?
I don't know the full background on it, but I do know that it has some racial connotation to it. I wouldn't take that personal myself if somebody said you call a spade a spade, because I don't think it's always said in a racist manner.
Sure.
But I do get if somebody's offended by it.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said, we don't want to be saying those things if someone is offended by it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I thought it was more of a cards. To be honest with you, I thought it was more of a cards thing, But I don't want to go around saying it, and people are going to be looking at me like, did you just hear what he said?
Right. See, that's the thing. I don't fully know the whole story behind that, but I do know it has some racial message.
So we're gonna call a camel a camel.
Call dangerous. Hey, I don't know.
Danger's my middle name, baby.
There you go, baby.
All right. Where do you send an email? I did Flint Toyed. Is that right? Well, you can actually go to flinttalkradio.com, send us an email, or you can send us an email at ryan@theryaneeshooshow.com.
Yeah.
And next up, Jordan just commented, the Howard Stern and Robin Rivers.
Oh, that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Ooh. All right. Well,
crazy.
I'm glad you joined me today. And our listeners are talking and chatting and sending us emails. We appreciate you coming in.
I've had a ball. I'd love to come back anytime.
Would you come back?
Yeah, of course.
Because every time women tell me that, they never do.
Oh, stop it.
Will you come back?
Yes.
You're being recorded right now.
Of course.
All right.
Of course I'll
All
come
right.
back.
Well, I'm Ryan Eashoo. This is Dangerously.
Yeah. Oh, can I give my website?
You can. Give your website.
Dangerously.biz. So www.dangerously.biz. B-I-Z.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then your book, for listeners that want to know when the book's coming out, give us an idea, stocking stuffer kind of thing.
It would be cool if it could be out before then, but I doubt it. I would say early 2010.
Okay.
I would say early 2010.
We want you to come in. I'd love you to sign my book.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I'm going to buy the first one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Real Kitty says all we need is Dave Barber Part 2 in this time.
I'm not that bad.
No.
No.
Heck no. And Dave Barber is actually a great guy.
Yeah, I worked at the station for a little while, and I knew him.
He kept
he's
Flint
very
talking.
controversial. Yeah.
Contra what?
Controversial.
I don't know what that means.
Me either, really, but yeah, that's what he was called, controversial.
Well, anything else you want to say before we go?
Keep
to
it dangerous.
Keep it dangerous. Check out our website, dangerously.biz.
Yes.
Send her your questions. You'll still answer them, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you have some questions out there, ladies, about your man and what they're doing, and if he's out there doing the nasty, you can email her. She'll tell you the truth, and maybe she'll give you some advice that'll help you out. And at this time, we're going to go to commercial break, but we'll be back in a minute with none other than Vertigo Theatrics, Ted Valley. Ooh. You don't want to miss this because Ted's going to be talking about the Vampire Ball, and actually, Dangerously and I, or me. What's the I think me,
yeah.
and I. We're going to be there.
Yeah,
and you're not going to want to miss the Vampire Ball 2009.
You don't want to miss it. It's going to be dangerous.
It's going to be. Mm-hmm. We'll be back after this in 2 and 2. That's an old Pat Sajak thing, right? Well, thank you very much.
FlintTalk.com, the place where people can...
Whoa! I'm not sure where that guy is from, but he's not from Flint. I am from Flint. Hi, this is comedian Brian McCree, and whether I'm home or on the road making people laugh, I always check out FlintTalk.com to see what people are talking about. So if you've got an opinion, post it on FlintTalk.com. As a comedian, I always have an opinion. For instance, I'm really starting to regret the invention of the cell phone. It's gone way past cool to just straight up annoying. I don't need you in front of me at Walgreens chirping away on the Nextel to Mom and them talking about what flavored Doritos y'all want. And does the entire store and everybody in the 2-block radius need to know that your mama wants nacho cheese flavored? Take that crap off speakerphone. We want your opinion. While you're there, hit the Brian McCree link. Listen to clips off my new CD or watch my hilarious new short film, Flint is Safe. FlintTalk.com. Tell your friends about it.
Claim your space in a peaceful place at the Yoga Loft at Buckham Gallery. Located at 134.5 West 2nd Street in downtown Flint, join the Yoga Loft in revitalizing downtown with a healthy mind and a healthy body. Relax and find your center in a friendly atmosphere. Yoga does the body good. You can join the people at the Yoga Loft. That's where I like to go. Anytime, Mondays at 7:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 11:45 lunchtime, or 5:30 p.m., Wednesdays at 5:15, Saturdays at 3, Sundays at 12:15, and stay for tea time with Pillow Talk after class on Sundays. You'll be sure to love it. And actually, you'll see me there as well. And I'm going to try to get Dangerously to come in and join us for some yoga, get our chakras cleansed. But check out the Yoga Loft. It's yogaloftflint.com or the Facebook page. Or contact Lois Schneider at 397-6091, the Yoga Loft, located in the heart of downtown Flint in Buckham Gallery. We're back on the Ryan Eashoo Show, and we are here with Ted Valley. Ted, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
We're glad to have you. And for the people at home that don't know you, you're head of, or one of the head people of Vertigo Theatrics, correct?
That's correct. We've been downtown Flint for 12 years.
12 long years. That's excellent. And tell me a little bit about what you guys do, because it's more than just what we're going to talk about today. You guys do a wider range of things.
Well, we started a dinner theater in 1997, and we started out with very humble and modest beginnings, and we've grown to have a full season of shows. Now, that means that our home is at the Masonic Temple.
Okay.
But we also do murder mysteries, theme parties, and special events. And one of our missions also is to give back to the community. We are probably in mid-Michigan, I can pretty safely say, we are probably the only for-profit arts organization in the community, which means we don't get grants and funds from trusts and endowments.
Now, wait a minute. You're telling me you're an arts organization that does not rely on the government for money?
That's pretty much what I'm saying,
And
yes.
you're not getting hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars from the state or any local foundations?
No, I'm not. My bank account shows it, but
Well, that's awesome, because people in Flint don't realize all the art and all the theater out there. And it's people like you. I've always admired what you've done and the good work that you guys do. And it's like, you guys are bringing something to Flint that's like something that we haven't had and something that big cities have.
it's unique when people come for the first time. First of all, they say, "Oh, it's dinner theater," and they say, "It's in Flint." And I think one of the biggest bad points of people's perception of Flint is our own perception of Flint. Right. We grow up here and we think, well, things are so bad in Flint. But you know what? They're not. They're not that bad. I mean, it's great here in this town. And we started dinner theater 12 years ago in the heart of the city. We made the conscious decision to start a show in theater in downtown Flint. And we've been there for 12 years. And we've expanded what we do. And again, we use theater. And oddly enough, I'm not a nonprofit. I'm a for-profit organization, an arts organization, and yet I use theater as a fundraising opportunity for other nonprofits in the community.
That's great. That's really, really good. What we'd like to do at this time is we have a free pass to the Yoga Loft in downtown Flint. So what we're going to do is that if anybody would like to try out the Yoga Loft at home or that's listening here, you have to call in. You're going to have to call in and ask Ted Valley a question about the Vampire Ball, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll take your calls here in a little bit, but we're going to give away a free session at the Yoga Loft.
Ryan, will you do the poses for me?
Which one? Which one do you want?
I don't know what they're called, so give me the most complicated one.
There was a friend of mine, Kitty. She does them real well.
Oh, I've seen Kitty, and she's very limber. She's an amazing woman.
We won't talk anymore about that, but we could probably do this pose here, maybe. You think?
Oh, you're selling out, Ryan. You're selling out, Ryan. That's so simple. I mean, I
didn't bring my yoga mat with me, Ted. Come on.
It's all in the mat.
You got to have a good mat. It's like it's a mat. If you don't have a good mat, you're nothing.
I'm letting you go with it.
So tell us about next weekend, the Vampire Ball.
This is something that a friend of ours suggested. Her name's Ilona, and she came to us about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and said, "Hey, why don't you guys think about doing the Vampire Ball?"
I wonder if she did that because maybe was she alone? Huh?
No. That was
because she was alone.
no. She's a bad pun, Ryan.
Sorry. Okay.
leave the comedy to the professionals.
No, I know who you're talking to. I actually like her, but it was just kind of
yes. So, anyways, but she is a vampire fan. And we started we said, well, let's try it. Hey, there's the bell, and the horses are out of the gates and into the first turn.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Anyways, the Vampire Ball was something we weren't sure how it was gonna go.
Sure.
And we said, well, you know what? Let's go to a nonprofit in the community and use it as an opportunity for them to have a fundraiser. Dick Ramsdale at the farmers market was very gracious and said, yeah, sure. Why don't you guys? We'll work with you guys and help you put together the Vampire Ball. The farmers market licenses a liquor license for the event, and then all the proceeds we work on getting sponsorships, and it's a fundraising opportunity for the farmers market.
Excellent. That's great. Now, last week I talked about it on the show because I'm so excited to go. This is my first year.
Okay.
And I'm going to be a 70s vampire.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah, get the afro going. I got the old polyester suit.
I think you got a caller.
We have a caller?
Hello? Can you hear us, caller?
The Ryan Eashoo Show.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah, I just want to know, what is the Vampire Ball? I mean, what do people do there? Do you guys dance and sing and stuff?
We have 4 different bands playing that day, and a headliner called Voltaire. And we have drinks served, or specialty drinks, which are the Vampire Kiss, the Bloodbath, and we're also serving Bud Light, and Vampire Wine. And it's an event of entertainment for the night. We have Lunatic Vagabonds coming on, and they're a Gothic belly dancing troupe.
Really?
And they do.
Hey, that sounds great.
Yeah, they put on a great show too. And all these bands that are going to be playing are nationally touring bands, and they go all over the United States. Voltaire, in particular, you talk about throwback. He was one of the original VJs on MTV.
Really?
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
And matter of fact, last year when he booked with us, he was coming in from Phoenix, and from Phoenix he came in from Japan. So he books all over the world doing his Gothic tours of songs that he has originally written. And he's such a great entertainer too. And his Gothic songs are humorous as well as macabre.
Okay, great.
Any other questions for Ted?
No, but I just could actually tell Ryan Eashoo that he's doing a great job. His show is very entertaining.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you listening. And spread the word, if you will.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Well, that was very nice.
That was very nice.
Well, you got a fan out there.
One.
No, I think you got more. I've seen the stream on the internet.
So basically, people dress up. One of the questions I get: do they have to come as a vampire?
Well, it is a vampire ball, but we do have people that come in different costumes, and it is Halloween, so we're not going to kick anybody out. Although we do request that people not wear blue jeans.
Okay.
After all, it is a ball. It's a formal event. But you don't have to come in tux. We had a lot of different people coming last year. There were some ghouls, there's some trolls, and Fred Flintstone and Barney came in with vampire teeth in.
Oh, wow.
So it was a unique event, but we do push the vampire theme.
Excellent.
And it is the Gothic nature of the event that we're capturing by calling it a vampire ball.
And that's totally unique. And I think with the Twilight, we actually have someone in our chat room their name is Twilight. I think with Twilight Mania coming out and the new movie coming out November 20th, I think a lot more people are into the vampire thing now.
I've had the opportunity myself to play Dracula 2 different times in 2 different theaters. And the interest that people have in the vampire mystique is really deep-rooted. Matter of fact, last year we had a group come up from Detroit and join us at the Vampire Ball that consider themselves actual vampires.
Wow!
And they handed out their cards and put them around the auditorium, and it's an interesting concept. The other thing to the vampire mystique is the romance, and there's a certain sense of primal urges that the vampire kind of personifies. And there's this sense of freedom of your inner primal self.
Sure. And I've noticed that all my lady friends out there, they just love Twilight.
Oh, yes.
I have a friend that's watched it maybe 100 times.
Again, Twilight is based off of the book.
Right.
And the real hardcore Twilight fans who read the book were very disappointed in the movie.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah. But you also look at HBO's True Blood.
Very popular.
Oh, very popular. It is the vampire mystique. There's really hard definition to grab a hold of and say it is this one thing or it is that one thing. The vampire really encapsulates a lot of things. When I did Dracula down at Buckham Alley Theater, we had the stake rigged so it would spray blood And there was a person in the front row, and we're in the receiving line talking to people, and this girl comes out, and she was wearing a white dress, and this stream of blood was across her dress, across her face, through her hair. And I'm sitting there looking at her, and I go up to her, and I grab her, and I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she goes, "No, it was great." It was kind of
do it again. Do it again.
It was Rocky Horror Picture kind of thing,
For those of you just tuning in, I'm here with Ted Valley of Vertigo Theatrics. We're talking about the Vampire Ball, which takes place October 24th, next weekend.
Next Saturday.
What's the times on that?
The doors open at 7:30, and we'll be going on until about 1 o'clock. The bands will be playing all through the evening. Again, we've got 4 different bands playing. We've got Eagle Likeness, Hellblinky, Versailles, let's see here, Bella Morte, and Voltaire. And these bands, again, are nationally known Gothic bands, and they travel all over the country, and they are primed to put on a heck of a show.
I'm excited. The people last year that went to the Vampire Ball, like for weeks afterwards, that's all they were talking about.
It was interesting you bring that up, Ryan, because, again, we were talking about notions of Flint earlier, and people who said, I talked to my friend about going to the Vampire Ball, and they said, "Oh, it's Flint. How fun can it be?" And they didn't go. And the people who went said, "Man, this was crazy. It was the greatest thing that I've ever seen here in Flint." And it was not your normal Flint event.
Sure. And tickets are $20?
If you buy them in advance, they're $20. At the door, they're $25. You must be 21 and over to get in.
And cash bar.
Cash bar. We've got 2 specialty drinks, the Vampire Kiss Martini and the Blood Bath, and Bud Light, and the Vampire Wine.
Excellent. That sounds really, really good. And we talked about the yoga loft a little bit, and hopefully we'll get some yoga vampires to come and do their poses.
Well, you know what? Lois was there last year.
Yes.
And so was our friend Kathleen.
Good.
And they were both intriguing vampires, to say the least.
We're going to give away a yoga session to the 5th person that calls in now.
Okay. Now, another thing is, too, somebody's asking, too, and I don't know if you saw that, where's this going to be at the Vampire Ball? What's going to be at?
Oh, the Vampire Ball will be held at the historic and haunted Masonic Temple in downtown Flint. It's at 755 South Saginaw.
And where can they buy tickets at?
They can either call the office at 810-239-7469. Again, that's 239-7469. Or they could purchase them off the web at our website, which is vertigotheatrics.com.
Okay, great. And we're going to give away a pass to the yoga loft, to the 10th caller. We'll do the 10th caller. So people are going to actually have to call in. You're the 10th caller. You win a free pass to go to the yoga loft, where their motto is actually claim your space in a peaceful place.
That's cool.
It's a really great facility there. Lois does a good job. People are nobody's judgmental. Everyone's friendly. I've been there. I'll admit it. I've been there. Have you, Ted?
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm not a big yoga person because I'm a big guy.
You were doing those poses really well.
Well, I was taught by Lois and Kathleen, and they put me through the movements and motions and forced me to do all that stuff.
Right. So we're going to take the 10th caller right now. We got some calls coming in.
Hello? Okay, I guess they hung up.
10th caller at 208-1854. We'll get a free pass to the yoga loft in downtown Flint.
Now, another thing at the Vampire Ball, there is going to be some heavy hors d'oeuvres served. So there'll be some food there. It's not like there's going to be a meal. Our normal fare is to have dinner theater, but this is kind of a festive event.
Excellent. And then we're in this, all the proceeds, or some of the proceeds benefit the
Flint Farmers Market.
Flint Farmers Market. Excellent.
We work with Dick Ramsdale. And
good guy.
Yeah, he's
talking
about
a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, I've met him and done a lot of stuff in the community with him, and he's another one that really, really cares about the community. So that makes me happy to know that he's involved with it as well, and it's going to benefit the farmers market.
Very instrumental, kind of like his right hand in this event is Carrie Ann Martis, who helps out on this event. She's one high energy woman.
Yeah, she is.
And I have to do a call out again to Lona Curry, who initiated the idea in the event, and also my wife Jacqueline. Those two girls in this event wouldn't be if it wasn't for those two women.
Well, that's great. That's good to know. And your wife, high energy too. I mean, You know, I've met her on several occasions, and great lady, I got to say.
Well, thank you.
Since we're on here and we're going to give a plug, I want to say that she's a great lady. It's been great working with her. And let's go over the Vampire Ball a little bit more. Tell people to get the word out. Are tickets still available?
Tickets are still available. They are going pretty quick. It's interesting, you know, you talk about the Vampire Ball and the acts that we've got and ticket sales. We have people purchasing tickets for our event from Chicago, Detroit, Grand Rapids, you know, points beyond the city of Flint. And they come from out of town to this event. It's here in Flint.
And people say, oh, no, there's nothing to do in Flint. I mean, look at this. You're telling me that people from all over other cities across the state and out of state are coming to the Vampire Ball.
Yeah, it's you think about it. They're coming from Chicago to Flint to an event.
And that's great. And that's why I want to applaud you and your company for doing this, because it's like by doing this, you're one of the people out there that are actually doing something positive. People are coming to Flint. They're checking out this Vampire Ball, and it's getting bigger. I don't know. I mean, this year, a lot of people are talking about. Last year, people talked about. This year, it's more. And I've heard a lot of people like you say, I didn't go last year, but I'm going this year. You know,
right.
They want to make sure that they're in, and they're not going to miss it.
And, you know, the great thing about an event like this is it's a one-time-a-year event. And that means you can't go next weekend.
Right.
It doesn't mean you can go next month. It's this weekend.
And you don't want to miss it. Anything else you want to tell the listeners out there, Ted?
Well, you know, you had Dangerous on here earlier.
Yes.
And she mentioned that she works with wellness. And we're doing another similar event in February.
Okay.
And we're calling it the Mardi Gras Masquerade Ball, which
Really?
is going to be a fundraising event for wellness.
Excellent. Where is that going to take place?
That'll take place at the Masonic Temple as well.
And when can people get tickets to that?
Actually, they can go on our website and start purchasing tickets for it now. We haven't finalized all the acts yet. You know, we've got to wait for them to say yes and book them in. But we guarantee it'll be a great event.
The proceeds are going to benefit wellness?
Yes.
That's excellent.
And then we'll get the benefits will benefit Dangerous's paycheck at wellness.
And tell people what dinner theater is, because a lot of people think they don't know what dinner theater is. You know, we're not in a big city that has a lot of it.
Right.
So if you could, the listeners out there, explain it. What does dinner theater consist of?
Well, it is a unique concept. When you purchase your tickets for dinner theater, we do intimate seating style, which means if you make a reservation for 2, you're sitting at a table for 2, not a table for 8 with 6 strangers. You're sitting at a table with you and your date. You'll have dinner. It's a buffet, so you won't go hungry. Believe me, the Batiste family at Temple Dining put out an amazing meal, and we are just humbled and grateful to them and all their service and all their work. Then about an hour after you sit down for dinner, which dinner's at 7 and the show's at 8, the wait staff will come through, clear the tables. We'll do a brief thank you and introduction to the show and Vertigo Theatrics. And you watch the show from the same table you had your dinner from. Oh, wow. So it's not like leaving from one room to another.
That's great. I mean, I've been to them before. Kind of embarrassed that I haven't been to yours, but I'm going to go. I'm going to buy a ticket to the Mardi Gras one. I'm coming to the Vampire Ball. But I think that's great, and a lot of people have asked about it. You've had a lot of successful. You had Cabaret recently.
Yes.
Very successful.
Yes, Cabaret was a great show. We had the other thing that we get all the time from our audiences, especially the people who are unfamiliar with us, when they come to the show, they say, where'd you get your actors from? Are they from Detroit or someplace out of town? No, they're people here. They're your next door neighbors. They're the people you work with. There are so much talent in this community that is untapped, unrealized, and unappreciated.
I agree with you there, and that makes me happy to know that we actually have people that are putting their skills to use. That's what Dangerous Lee and I were talking before. She's like, well, you know, she kind of dabbles in the acting. I said, you know, people like go to these big schools to become actors, and we have people that are untapped talent right here that didn't go to a school. They just simply are good at what they do.
Well, I don't want to contradict you too much, okay? Because right. I'm an actor of School of Hard Knocks.
Okay.
I made my bones learning acting from other people, good directors, bad directors, you know, working with good actors and bad actors. That's how I've learned my acting technique and styles. But the University of Michigan here in Flint probably has one of the best theater programs in the country.
I've heard that.
And they turn out some fabulous actors, and we've got a lot of actors that we're very proud of that came from the University of Michigan, Flint.
And I don't think people realize that too. I've heard the same thing, that the acting there in the theater department is pretty incredible, and people actually come to U of M Flint for just that.
Yes, they do. The thing is, I will, if you want to say community theater actors, and I would just say that in a loose term, we kind of consider ourselves a semi-professional theater because we, most of the time, handpick who we want in our shows.
Sure.
But I will take some of your better community theater actors and put them up against a Tony Award-winning actor from Broadway or an Academy Award-winning actor from the movies.
Wow.
Some of the actors that I've had the chance to work with here in our community are that talented, and they're just phenomenal performers.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Some of the shows that I've seen over the years of local people have been really good.
And the thing I would challenge your listeners is, even if they don't come to my shows, that they go to any theater in our community and start supporting the arts. And we want to talk about how great America is and how fabulous America is, yet we choose to ignore the arts.
Right.
And if you look in your history, lest we repeat history, if we look in our history, any fascist regime, any communist takeover, any coup that ever went into a society, the first thing they did was took over the arts and any form of public broadcasting. That's the first thing they do, is they take over the arts. So now you're no longer allowed to have the creative sense to express yourself through the arts. The government tells you what your creative senses are.
Well, you're stifling the voices. The voices aren't able to speak, and that's the first step, and I agree with you with that. Well, Ted, it's been a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you for inviting me, Ryan.
Once again, the Vampire Ball, October 24th, 2009, 7:30 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yep.
Where can they get tickets?
They can go to the website, vertigotheatrics.com, or they can give us a call at our offices, which is 810-239-7469.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. Oh, we have a phone call. Hello?
Hi, I was calling in to ask the director some questions.
Okay.
What's your name and where are you joining us from?
Okay, my name is Audrey and I'm calling from Flint.
Welcome, Audrey. You're here with Ryan Eashoo and Ted Valley.
Okay, I've just recently started listening to the program today, so I don't know what everything was that you had already covered. But I didn't know if any of the actors from U of M Flint do any acting down at the Good Beans Theater.
Oh, yes. The troupe down at the Good Beans Theater is the Flint City Theater, and a lot of the actors that perform there are University of Michigan Flint students.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad that so many different areas of the community are being interconnected. I think it helps everyone.
The theater programs in Flint, there are basically 8 different theaters in Flint that operate right out of the city limits. And we formed a group called LOFT, the League of Flint Theaters. And we try to promote each other as much as possible and use each other's actors as much as possible in our shows. So we're a really close-knit group.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you very much.
And Audrey, do you plan on attending the Vampire Ball?
I'm just finding out about the Vampire Ball right now, so I'm not sure yet. I'll try.
Well, good. I will be there. Would love to see you. And actually, since you just called in, we didn't get a caller 10, of course, so we are going to put you on hold with our program director here and our producer, and they're going to get your name and stuff, and you just want to pass to the Yoga Loft in downtown Flint in the Buckham Gallery.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. We're glad you joined us today, and we hope you keep listening.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Excellent. Well, Ted, it was a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thanks again, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And this is the end of my show today. We really appreciate everyone tuning in, listening, sending their emails, asking the questions. We want to thank our producers, John Wilson and Steve Myers. Also, the ever-fabulous Dangerous Lee for joining us today. And
gorgeous.
She is, isn't she?
Yes.
And you, Ted Valley. We want to thank you,
thank you
and your production staff and your, what do we call them, your cast.
Yes.
Your cast and your crew and Alana and your lovely wife, everybody there at your company for everything you do in the community, because, you know, you do a lot.
Oh, thank
you. And we really appreciate it. And it helps further improve the quality of life here in Flint. So I'm Ryan Eashoo for the Ryan Eashoo Show, signing off. We appreciate you listening. Send us your emails. Spread the word. Tell everybody else. We'll be here next week, same time, same channel, flinttalkradio.com from 4:30 till 5:30 p.m. And good night.